Hey guys, I have an interesting content today. It is about a book which I really liked it, which was so much relating to me, my thought process. The book is called Do Epic Shit by Ankur Varigu. The name looks nasty, but the content is just amazing. Okay, see, really, we try to understand life in many different ways. We go through some philosophical talks, listen to some yogis, some gurus, read some old books, they're like 100 years, 200 years old books that are great, but those things are not relating to the current generations, to the youngsters, right? 100% we could not relate to things. So what I would recommend is this book, which is really relating to the current lifestyle. You can be a student, you can be IT engineer, you can be a teacher, you can be a homemaker, you can very well relate to it, I'm very sure. And he talks about a multi-dimensional view of life with respect to, it's like total six, okay, with respect to success and the failure, with respect to habits, with respect to awareness, right? Who we are, what do we think about ourselves, within ourselves, and being an entrepreneur, money, and relationships. Okay, and he connects money, time, and ourselves. These three things together, right? And it's like a whole dimensional view he relates with the entire life. So let me share some of the key highlights that I really loved reading, and I would recommend you to definitely go through it. Okay, and see, you make choices in your life from a state of awareness and not ignorance, right? For example, a college student choosing his degree, is he doing all the researches and taking a decision which course to take, right? Buying a property, is it because of the social pressure you're buying, or getting married, or is like any online shopping, right? Fear of missing out, FOMO, is it because of the ignorance that okay, there is an offer, I'm just doing it, or you are doing it with lot of awareness? Okay, that is something, I want you to think about it. And a year from now, you will never be sure of the results whatever you do, right? You can set your goals, you can do all that, but you can certainly be sure of regret. Oh man, I wish I could have started, if you don't start today. Okay, right? See, the content in this book is nothing new. We have all listened to this in multiple ways. It just way it is put together. That is what I like the most, right? And how we think our problem is how the world will think of our problem. So it is actually here the stuff happens, right? And we have one life, but we don't need to be like one person, like an engineer, like an IT person, or a doctor, or you can be an electrician. You don't have to be that one professional. You don't have to choose and then live your entire life, right? For myself, I used to be in an IT industry. Now I totally shifted to different domain, into business and all that. So the reason is, right, it's just one life, right? Try different things and see what works for you. The inner world actually drives the external one. It is so true, right? And if you often worry about what people will think of me, what my neighbor will think of me, what my friends will think of me, my relatives will think of me, you will often end up doing what people want you to do and not what you want to do. Okay, just think of that. It is really powerful, right? And this is really impressive. See, an excuse is the distance between who you are and who you wish to be, right? You had certain goals, you are here, so excuse is the only thing which differentiates, right? Because when you overcome the excuse, you go and work and then you achieve your goal, right? And if you don't ask for anything, okay, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Right? And meet many people, do many jobs, explore many streams, find what you're good at, and find what makes you happy. And if you're especially young, when you are like in 18 or when you are in early 20s, that's the best time to explore a lot of things. treating our lifestyle standards as a measure of our success is a sign of a failure, right? For example, hey, I've got a new car, hey, I have a costly dress, I have a costly jewelry, right? That is not sign of a success. It's just a sign of the lifestyle sign of a failure. You can relate this example to big shots like Ratan Tata or maybe Bill Gates or Warren Buffett. They don't really drive some crazy fancy cars and all that, right? Because they know that is not the sign of success. And curiosity has created more opportunities than hard work will ever do. So be curious. If you're a student, be curious. You work in your job, please be curious, right? Teach your kids, be curious, encourage their questions. Okay, don't say, hey, don't ask questions. Encourage them to ask questions, right? And don't set targets. Okay, set habits. Right? It's very powerful. This one, right? If you're a student, this will help you. Your attendance, okay, does not define your discipline. Your attention defines your discipline, right? Let's say you're in a class, your attention matters, not your attendance, right? Same thing in your office meeting, okay? Your attention to that presentation matters, right? And if you follow the right set of people, meaning not with the really, you're by themselves, nearby themselves, it's not like that. In a social media, okay, in Twitter, in Instagram, if you follow the right set of people, okay, opportunities will come by design, by naturally, right? It's not by the luck. Okay, and my mind's energy should be spent in thinking, okay, not remembering, right? I always see there are a few people, who remember a lot of stuffs. Okay, it was like 15 years back, what happened, okay, what color shirt, those things are great. Okay, maybe they're God gifted. Like, you don't have to put your effort in keeping things on your mind. Okay, the mind should, there are two things, right? One is thinking and one is remembering. Maximum you should use your mind for thinking purpose, okay, not in a memory game. Just memory card will do for that. And comparing yourself to others, okay, is the biggest waste of time, right? Why? Because everybody has a different beginning, different lifestyle, different hobbies, different way your parents upbringing, your parents thinking differently, different siblings, different teachers, different cultures. So comparing yourself to others is the biggest waste of time. Okay, we always have two choices. One is the easy one and the second is the right one. Just think of it, right? Hey, you want to do some exercise. Two choices. Easy one, to skip and then sleep for another 2 hours. Second choice is doing the right, put your shoes and going on for that run. And you will be rewarded instantly for doing easy things. Right? You want to just watch an Instagram, what a Netflix movie, Hotstar movie, just it's an instant gratifications. And you'll be rewarded, man, great, right? But you will be rewarded eventually for doing the right things, right? Maybe down the line, if you keep doing certain things, right? Exercise, keep doing it, eventually next 6 months, 1 year, you will be rewarded. And many people say that, hey, you need to be safe, you need to have plan B and all that, right? See, safe is better than sorry. People think that. Actually, no. Okay, risk is better than regret. And especially when you are young, I know many of the videos these days, right? A lot of youngsters go through it, even my video. So risk is better than regret, because when you're in 50, you cannot take a lot of risk, right? So that is something, right? And see, finding a meaning in your job is good, but job is not the only meaning. And that puts your life into a scary state. So explore different things in life. Okay, see, while making a decision, you need to think this: hey, what would most people do, right? And then consider the alternate options, because you will be different. See, it can be preparing your resume, answering a questions, choosing something in the course. So what normally people do, just do the opposite, right? And complaining has never led someone to a solution. Okay, see, I take a lot of interviews. Okay, when a person has a great attitude and very average skills, I prefer that person than a person with great skills and a poor attitude. Your idea is not your startup. Your approach is your startup. If you have really gone through it, right, your parents or some of your seniors say, hey, I had this Swiggy idea, I had this Ola idea a long time back. So idea is not the startup. Okay, whether have they did anything about it, what was their approach, right? See, and with respect to money, right, instead of reducing your expenses, it's a very normal thing, right? Everybody knows, even the company does it, cost cutting, reducing, right, cutting off, laying off, all that. Focus on increasing the income, because that is what gives you more opportunities. And if you do not know how to care for money, money will always stay from you. So be very much aware of what kind of expenses that are made. It's a different topic, but it's very important when it comes to money. Saving is important. Okay, more than that, investing is much more important. Okay, this is something nobody taught me when I was young. Okay, and I would recommend the youngsters. Okay, whatever money that you make, when you graduate, go to some good companies, IT companies, another company, engineering companies. You pretty much day one you start making like 30,000, 50,000 rupees month on month. So start investing your money. Okay? Don't just save it. Investing, there are a lot of options, right? Just do it. And with one last thing, let's wrap up these discussions. We are not the average of 5 people we spend most time with. Right, we always think that, right? But actually we are the average of 5 different thoughts. It can be physical, it can be through social media, through LinkedIn, through Instagram, through the Twitter. So it is the 5 different thoughts just going to influence you. So pick that up, right? So these are some of the interesting points that I learned in different aspects, like success, failure, habits, entrepreneurship, money, relationships. So I would highly recommend, somebody wants to really have a great life, want to achieve your goal, this is a must read book. Okay, all the best.